If you want to build insane levels of flexibility, then you need to know about end range strength. This is by far one of the biggest breakthrough moments that we had in our flexibility training, and it's helped tens of thousands of people all around the world get incredible results too. Check this out.
We are the gym that teaches people how to move instead of just exercise, because we believe that health is about performance, not just body image.
I'm going to show you two exercises for end range strength in this video. One for shoulder flexion and one for the middle splits, okay? Now, the first thing I'm going to do is show you the exercises and how to do them, but don't go anywhere, because what's really important about this video is the most common mistakes that people make when they're doing these exercises. So you really need to stick around to the end so that you learn what not to do. Because if you get this stuff wrong, you can just waste so much time doing it, but get it right and you're going to see some amazing flexibility gains. So for shoulder flexion, we're going to do these shoulder flexion end range holds with a band, and then I'm going to do a couple of ballistic lifts. So I'll demonstrate one set and then I'll explain what I'm doing, okay? So first thing I'm going to do is get this band here, and we're going to go into full shoulder flexion and hold for 3 reps of 5 seconds. So from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I'm going to do 5 ballistic reps and then a hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hey, in case we haven't met, my name's Rad Burmeister. I'm one of the co-founders of Unity Gym and co-creators of the Unify Movement System, where we make driven people strong, flexible, and fit. If you want to know how we do that, grab one of our free downloads. You can click the link in the description to download any of our free blueprints, or you can click the collections tab to get any of our strength, flexibility, calisthenic skills, or injury rehab programs. And hey, if you want to perform at your peak and get stronger, more flexible, and fitter than you've been before, then jump in to my UMS online coaching program, where you can get a 30-day free trial with the link in the description here and work with me personally and my team. Click the link now to get started. So what I'm doing there is, it's basically the same principle as strength training, but doing it in your end range of motion only. So by holding onto the band and going to my full range of motion and creating an isometric contraction there, I'm basically fatiguing the muscle and forcing it to go through a similar adaptation that you do from strength training, except it's at full range of motion, at end range strength. So I'm developing the strength specifically in the end range. More end range strength equals more flexibility. Going straight into the ballistic reps is basically a way of teaching my body how to be able to use that strength in a functional way, so in ways that we move. You know, obviously our arms, our legs move around quite quickly when we do sporting activities, but I'm doing it in a pre-fatigue state. So again, it's just making it harder for myself to access that strength and that end range. And if you make something harder, you force an adaptation, okay? So the next one I'll show you, this is called a pissing dog knee hinge. Yes, it's probably one of the funniest named exercises I've ever seen, but as soon as you see me do it, you'll understand exactly why it's called that. And this is for the middle split. So now I'm training the glutes and the quads and hip flexors, muscle groups that are important to be strong at the end range for the middle splits. So what I'm going to do is get down on my hands and knees like this, one arm's on the elbow. I'm going to lift that knee up from here, externally rotate the hip, and I'm going to do 8 reps of a knee hinge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, okay? So what I'm doing there is I'm training the glutes and the quads in their end range, and they're of course muscles that when they're shortened, if they're weak, you're not going to be able to access your middle splits as well. So when these muscles are strong, when I learn to be able to create tension in the end range, you'll definitely develop a better middle split. Now, common mistakes. What do people do wrong with these kind of exercises? If I put it in an umbrella term, what people are doing wrong with end range strength is they're not understanding how specific and strict they have to be on the movement. It's very complicated for somebody who isn't really clued into the way that the body moves and the way that what joints are moving here and there. For somebody like me or somebody that's got a bit of skin in the game, it's a very, very simple concept to understand. So when you think about this one here, okay, all I'm trying to do is flex my shoulder. That's the only joint I want movement in. Where people go wrong is that they cheat by extending their spine at the same time. So they can only get to here when they pull. So what do? They go like this. Okay, and you go like this, it's got nothing to do with the shoulder. I'm not going any further with the shoulder. All I'm doing is extending my spine to give the illusion that I'm going further with the shoulder. And what that does is, you often don't actually train your true end range, because this gets coupled with a whole nother problem, which is people can see that they can't get their arm up to where it needs to be. They don't understand why, and they think the answer is to go heavier. So in this case, get a thicker band. That's going to solve my problem. I need to lift more weight. So then now you couldn't go very far anyway. Now you've got a heavier band, and the only way you can even get close to where you want to go is to pull back like this. And I'm really exaggerating this problem, of course. It might, often for people, it's much more subtle. Often it might just be that they can only get here, and so what they do is that. So it's like a very subtle movement. But unless the movement, what's the difference? When I do it properly, so incorrect, so watch here. Okay, correct, what I want to do is hips into a posterior pelvic tilt, rib cage down, engage my abs. So now I can isolate the movement to my shoulder. And then of course, when I'm doing it fast, I have to find a way to do that so I'm not going like this, yeah? If you get that right, what it means is that you're really being very strict at training your end range, and it's going to have a massive carryover to your capability and your flexibility. Now, for the pissing dog knee hinge, there's all of these little things that you've got to look for, and I'm going to face straight towards the camera so you can see what I'm going to talk about first. The first thing is that people cheat with is they can't get their knee as high as they'd like, so what they do is they lean away to give the illusion that the knee's getting higher. So watch this. I want my hip above the knee so that all the movement that happens comes from here. And so people raise their leg, they can't get it up very high, so they go like this. And see how now all I've done to get my knee higher is that I've just rotated my whole body. But that's not using the external rotators, that's not using the abductors of my right hip. That's just cheating to give the illusion. So what's the difference now if I do it the right way? I'm going to keep my hip over this knee, and when I want to get higher, I'm going to lift with that leg. Okay, so I'm using the glutes, and straight away, I feel the glutes working very, very differently than what I did the first time. Okay? Now, the next big mistake that people will make with this one is once you get to that start position, the knee is fixed in place, and that's where it wants to be. You don't want anything to move now except from the knee down, so the shin and the foot. And what we're doing there is we're creating a contraction in the glutes, but also in the quads as well. And what people do that's wrong is they'll get their knee up, they get that good start position, and then as the leg extends, the knee drops with each extension. So you watch, good setup position, and then it goes like this. And then, of course, they start going like this to give the illusion that the knee's staying up there. So you compare that to what I'm about to do now. So I get a good start position, and then my knee stays still as I extend the leg, and that is a completely different feeling. It's murder. 8 reps of this exercise done properly is absolute murder. Now you can relate this to any end range strength. We use end range strength for external rotation, internal rotation, for hip flexion, hip extension, hip abduction, internal and external hip rotation. And when you get these concepts right through your body, man, are you going to see some serious flexibility gains. Let us know how you go. Leave some comments in the section if you've got any questions, and we'll catch you in our next video. Hey, thanks for watching that video. If you liked it, consider subscribing to our channel and make sure you click the notification bell so you know when our weekly videos are uploaded. Now, the best thing for you to do if you want to stay connected with us and get free online coaching is to join our private Facebook group. It's called the UMS Movement Mastermind, and we go live daily where we answer our members' questions. It's very interactive because you can post questions while we're live and we interact with you on the show. You can also upload videos or pictures of yourself with any movements, any stretches, strength training movements, calisthenics, weightlifting, anything that you're struggling with, and we'll critique you, give you feedback, let you know how you can get better. It's a really valuable resource. It allows a lot of communication with us and also our senior tribe members. You'll get answers very, very quickly, and it's absolutely free. So jump on Facebook, search for UMS Movement Mastermind and join now. Until next time, have a great day.